off the top.
How tight on the sides do you usually go?
One on the bottom's fine. Do your thing, brother.
All right.
It'll grow back. I trust you.
That works for me.
So what you make of the event?
Dude, to be completely honest, that was actually my first ever even live fighting event.
Really?
Yeah.
What you make of it?
I thought that shit was sick. I thought it was very cool, and I told a bunch of friends that they should probably
Go to one.
Yeah. Just because it was a definite unique experience.
What did you take of the atmosphere?
Well, that's what was
people.
that's what was funny about it. So, the one side of the arena was a completely different vibe than the other side, right? Okay, so it's like this side, if you're walking out.
Where I walked out, the side on the left was more fans. Where I walked out at, my left.
That to your left was, if you were looking at the ring, to your left was like rowdy. That side was rowdy.
Okay.
Like not like a fun route, like an anger rowdy.
Okay.
There was like a bunch of pagans on that side and shit. There was a lot of shit going on. There was a lot of shit going on. And then on the other side, it was like I was like, damn, dude, this is weird. There's like two different vibes in the joint. It was actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, so like when you're a fighter and you have to sell tickets, they give you like sections,
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if like whoever had sold for that section, the rowdier side, like if that was someone specific who had that section. Although like I had a couple rows in different sections that were on different ends of the arena. No one has ever said to me like they went and they didn't enjoy it, or like they would never go back. Everyone who's ever gone has said like I can't wait for the next one.
I think the only complaint that as a barber, and like hearing people who went like through the shop, I think the only complaint was it was just a long night. Like if you got there for the earlier cards, it was just a long night, and that's what a lot of people
Now
say.
Imagine if you went for a UFC event.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's like part of the thing too, right?
I feel like that's what you're not to cut you off, but like that's you getting your money's worth. I feel like.
Well, yeah, 100%, and like if you know anything about fighting, which most people do, like they are long events. You know what I mean? Like there's that like running joke about Theo Vaughn, how he goes to and sits. Dude, there's like that by himself. Yeah. There's like that running joke about it, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's my thought on it is that the BKFC crowd is a little rowdier than your average UFC crowd. It's a different sport. There's not as much thought involved, like with MMA and the jiu-jitsu with the positions and stuff. It's a lot more involved, and the fight's longer, right? The 3 5-minute rounds,
right?
So it's a little more methodical when fighting an MMA fight. And then obviously within that, you have the chaos of a fight. But bare knuckle is that on steroids. It's like the rounds are 2 minutes. And it's essentially a sprint,
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What's your conditioning like getting ready for that?
So my conditioning for MMA, it's actually better right? I didn't have to focus as much on conditioning for bare knuckle because, like, I was just confident in my ability to go the duration and not gas. Although, if you watch my fight, it kind of looks like I gassed a little bit. Here's
On
the
it,
thing.
yeah, but dude, that was like y'all were like two behemoths just going at it. That was a good fight, dude. That was a good fight. And that's actually like what a lot of people were saying too. That was the best fight of the night. Best fight of the night.
Yeah. It's funny because like I didn't really tell anybody or like tell the media or press or anything about, but like, dude, I was sick all week, fucking just hacking up mucus all week. My son had tested positive for the flu, and like the whole house was sick. And
Yeah,
dude, all week I was just hacking up all night, just not feeling well at all. And in the back, when I was hitting mitts, I was like getting tired hitting mitts, which is not something that ever happens for me.
That's got to be scary. Like, does that change your mindset back there?
No,
Like
no,
when you feel like
because there's nothing you can do to change it. So
yeah,
it's
at
like
that point, right?
getting scared doesn't serve you. You know what I mean? It's like scared is the last thing you want to be in the back. At the end of the day, it's like for me, I know I did everything that I could
Right.
to prepare for the fight. After that, it's in God's hands, you know? So it's like, I knew that I was ready relative to me. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't take, like, there wasn't a night that I could have trained and I didn't, you know? Like, that didn't happen for me. If I could train, I did. So for me, that meant I did everything I could.
So now, that whole week you were sick, right? You and I were texting. You were telling me that obviously your wife, for obvious reasons, hates this shit.
Oh, dude.
So now, to piggyback, you're sick going into a fight. That's gotta make things worse.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
like how do you handle that? You literally have a business. You're a dad, bro, and then you gotta
you
like
just saw my kids.
yeah, bro.
My 4-year-old's running around the house naked. The baby's got an ear infection. You just heard that. It's
And then I guess like a lot of it's a mental game too. Like you're like, cause I, like I said, I was in a divorce. I went through a divorce, and it's hard to focus on things when you have. And I'm not saying that your wife doesn't fully support what you were doing, but it's hard to fully focus on things when the person that you care and love the most is not
on board.
Is not on board,
Listen,
dude.
it's okay to say it. It's all right. Listen, I get it, man. It does make things more difficult when every time you walk out the door, you get an eye roll.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
bro. Yeah, dude. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look, it definitely does play a role. It's like the only person that I want help from doesn't want to help me.
Awesome, bro.
But like at the end of the day, when I look at her reasoning why, it's pure, right? Like her reason is because she doesn't think it's necessary, and ultimately it's not, right?
What, for you to go out there and do that?
Yeah,
Well, yeah. I mean,
it's just not necessary. Is that right? And
I mean, honestly, that is actually like an insane way to put it.
yeah, and it's like, and that's the reason why she's not supportive. Now, whether or not her tactic is the way that I would do it, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's I know that her reasoning is an honest one. Nonetheless, I still did what I thought or wanted to do. You know?
Right.
Um,
Was she at the fight?
Yeah, she was there. Yeah, she was front row, man. They sat her row 1, section 1, seat 1, 2, and 3, and it was good to see her, like as I was walking in the ring. The other thing that was cool is when I got in the ring. So while I was in the back, I talked to my oldest son, Colin, my 14-year-old. He was there with my other son, Liam, who's 11.
And they were in the back with you?
Well, no, they had their seats. So my ex-wife, Liam's mom, she had a son previous to our son together, Seamus, who is a senior. He's 18. He actually brought my son Liam and my son Colin to the fight.
Oh, that's cool.
The three boys got to hang out.
Yeah, that's sick.
2 of which are my sons. One, my ex-stepson. And I talked to my oldest son, Colin, while I was in the back. I told him to send me a picture. I think I even FaceTimed with him so I could see where he was seated. So as soon as I got in the ring, I made sure to make eye contact with him. You can actually see it on the film of the fight. Mm-hmm. You can see me find him and point to him and tell him I love him. And
what's it like for them? Because it's like, on one hand, it's got to be cool because their dad's like doing cool shit, but it's also like their dad's doing dangerous shit. Like,
yeah,
shit.
I think my 14-year-old said, "Dad, I'm gonna have a bunch of my friends there. You can't lose." Like they're gonna make fun of me. It's cool, you know.
Yeah. Well, he's also right. You know what I mean?
Dude, I love it. Like,
dude,
give me more pressure.
Beat up. Your dad got beat up, dude. Like,
dude, I love it. Give me more pressure. I want more pressure. Like, let's bet my house on the fight. You know what I mean? Like, let's up the dose. Like, for me, more pressure better. I love it. I want 1 million people watching. I want, like, a gun to my head. Like, lose, you're dead. Like, I just want more pressure. For me, it makes it. This is what I'll tell you. During the fight, in between the rounds, you go back to your corner, and you got 60 seconds in your corner. And so many thoughts go through your head. And I'd be lying to tell you that, like, one of the thoughts isn't like, all right, I'm done. Fuck this. You know what I mean?
You know, that was actually one of the questions I had in mind. Like, is there ever any point during the fight where you're just like, yo, I don't fuck, 100%. You got this, dude. Like, we'll just chalk this one up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And every fighter I've ever talked to who's been honest about that question has answered it honestly. And it's yes. Yeah. The thought of quitting does enter your head. Now, what do you do with that thought? Right? Like, do you let that thought win? Because there are fighters who I've seen let that thought win. You watch them quit. I've watched fighters quit in real time.
That's actually kind of crazy.
It happens. Now, when I went back to my corner and, like, you have that thought creep in, you're good. Knowing that my sons were right there, dude, they were right behind my corner. Like, they were right there. Knowing that they were right there, yeah, that thing comes off, brother. Should spin. There you go. There you go. This is my home gym.
Dude, that's like another thing, too. You don't leave. You don't have to, like, leave.
Yeah. Knowing that my kids were watching, and that, like,
this is my home gym.
If I quit, like, my kids would have watched their dad quit.
Yeah, and then that's such a shitty example. Like,
of course,
that's just such a shitty.
I'm letting, like, it's.
Yeah, dude, and
now they can quit.
Like we said off camera,
oh, Dad, I watched you quit.
Like, my son's about to be 12. You got a 14-year-old. You got like, they're at that age where, like, now you guys start shifting that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, now it's like it becomes less about keeping them alive and more about preparing them for
That's actually
you're
like
not
a
around.
really great way to put it. Cause I'm cause I can leave him home. Like he'll eat, he'll cook chicken, he'll do
Exactly.
whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like, yeah, that's actually. So like when you're walking out, those like, how long is that walk?
Dude,
Like
it goes so fast.
like
It-
what? See, that's another like. Does it like is it like an anxious fast? Is it like a
no,
what kind of fast is it?
it's for me. It's let's get it on. I want to fight already. Like I want to fight.
Yeah, I mean your opponent
Everything,
looks like a
everything is
Viking,
just
bro.
yeah. Everything is just like it's like a kid waiting for Christmas.
Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? You're
I
just
feel you.
watching the clock.
Okay.
Like when's it my turn? Um, like I don't have the fear of what's gonna happen. Um, that earlier in my career, that was something that was a situation like the fear of like, am I gonna lose?
Yeah.
I haven't had that fear in a while. But for me, it was more about
Is
like,
that a healthy fear?
I guess it depends if you let that fear take control. You know what I mean? Like the thought of winning and losing obviously has to exist, but like fear of the ramifications of what's going to happen if I lose don't exist. Fear of losing, sure, I don't want to get knocked out, fucking
Right.
flatlined in front of 18,000 people.
Bro, that was literally suck.
Yeah,
Honestly.
but
Like straight up.
of course, the fear of that happening is motivation to train, but like, it's not something that like over overpowers me and takes control. Like, you train so that that doesn't happen. Um, and then after that, it's like it's out of your control, man. Like
Yeah.
you train.
Well, at that
For
point,
me,
like, there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you
It's
can
like
do.
studying for a test, like cramming in the morning. It's like, dude, it's all right. Your brain's done. Like, you're done.
Well, cramming for the morning before or studying for weeks leading up to.
That's what I mean.
At the end of the day, when the moment comes, there's nothing you can
There's
do
nothing you
about
can
it
do.
at that point. So being scared of the results don't serve you in that moment. So for me, it's like it's more excitement. Like, and even if you watch, like, dude, I'm smiling, man. I'm happy to be in there.
Well, that's what was funny, like, about you versus, like, everyone else, basically. Like, it was, like, obviously there's a lot of showmanship involved
Yeah.
and things are, for whatever reasons. But, like, both you and your opponent were just like, yeah, like, I'm just happy to be here type
Yeah.
shit. Like, it was just a different vibe.
Yeah, I look, man. To do what I do or did, right? Not anymore. I'm retired. You have to love it, and like, even for the money that I got paid, it wasn't like it was like life changing. So it has to be something that you love in
Well,
order to do it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm ignorant to numbers, but for 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 them to double both of your purses in that night, it just like how much like how you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
I mean, look, is it nice? Yes, it's nice.
is it worth the the training that like the time and the
Depends on what you consider worth it. Like, what is your value in what you're doing?
Right.
What is it that you're getting from it that you value? If it's money, it's not worth it.
Not worth it.
If it's an experience, if it's self-worth, if it's, or self-introspection, you know what I mean? If it's something that other than money,
Right.
then it's worth it. You know what I mean? Or look, I mean, maybe to some people that kind of money is worth it. You know what I mean? To me,
You want to talk money? You want to talk numbers? Or
no, for lack of offending anyone,
right.
no. But we could talk off air.
Yeah,
But
I'm
like
just
what I'm
kinda-
saying is that for me, for the lifestyle that I live, and for what works for me, it's not worth it.
Right.
If I'm speaking monetarily. Now, how much would somebody pay to get a standing ovation from 18,000 people at Wells Fargo or Xfinity Mobile?
At home.
If
you know what
you're
I
a
mean?
billionaire, all right. If you're a billionaire and we're 30 years into the future, 40 years into the future, and VR is something that is an everyday experience, and you want to pay for an experience, right? Like, because that's coming, right?
Yeah, dude.
That's coming. So, if you're a billionaire and you are paying this company to come and hook you up to all these diodes, and then you get dropped into this real life experience,
Well, dude, you just have to go to the sandbox.
that is a gladiator type fight in your home city in front of 18,000 people where you win and retire and get a standing ovation. How much would a billionaire pay for that?
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot, right? Like, because
It makes you wonder, though. Like, you do wonder. I don't know. Would they? Like, do
Of
they even
course.
care?
Of course. Well, why are they billionaires? What are they doing? They're buying experiences. They're gathering resources so that they can do things with it, right? Have these experiences, whether or not it's a yacht or a fucking island or the ability to control a fucking country. Whatever it is that they're doing it for an experience, right?
The thrill.
And some people might find the experience of what I went through to have value. At least I did. I do. Because I put a lot of my own time, essentially my time, into having that moment. Look, man, that moment was a culmination of 8 years.
Yeah, bro.
You know? Some fighters will never get that.
And you went through a lot to get to that point, bro. Like, not to mention your late start,
Yeah.
just based off of your recovery and everything, like just being in the program and
Yeah.
getting through that. Like, you went through a lot to get to that point. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
do you feel like a lot of your mindset, like, obviously fighters have a certain mindset, they have to, but like you're also in recovery, which also sparks a completely different way of thinking too. Does that play a big role in how you go about your fights and training and your mental, for better lack of a term, for your mental for that?
Yeah, it's a conflicting role, believe it or not. It's they don't nurture one another. Like the idea of fighting is, to me, selfish in nature. At least to me, right? Like, it only serves me. It doesn't. It has very little value to my kids. My kids are gonna love me regardless, right? My sons are gonna be proud of their dad if he's a fucking carpenter, if he's works at Walmart, whoever he is. If you're a good dad, then your kids are proud of you. You know what I mean? Like, you're their superhero. Now, the fact that I'm a professional fighter, obviously, it's cool to my kids, and they look up to it, and they're proud of their dad. All of that. But, like, how many points does that move me up? You know, on a scale of 1 to 100, it moves me up, what, 5 points, 6 points? They're still going to love me if I wasn't a fighter. Now, for me, fighting served me. It was a selfish endeavor. Um, and that conflicts with AA and recovery as a result. Like, I'm supposed to serve others, right? I'm supposed to give to others what was freely given to me. And I'm supposed to be helping other people. Like, that's supposed to be like a main focus of recovery, is like helping the alcoholic, the struggling alcoholic. Yeah. And if I'm spending my nights sparring,
you're not.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not at meetings.
I'm
not
sponsor people.
Taking guys through the steps. Yeah. And it's not to say that
that's
like
a heavy way to look at it, bro.
And it's not to say that like that's all I'm supposed to be doing, right? But that's good
how you,
recovery.
Right. That's how, and that's also how
I got what
I was about to say. That's how you got to where you got.
I only got to where I got because there was somebody out there who's
right.
made taking me through the steps a priority and not going and training.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, instead of that guy going golfing that day, he took me through the steps. You know what I mean?
So now is that like a way that you're going to try to fill that time now?
Yeah, man. That's, well, yes, to answer your question, yes. But like, that's been something that with retirement is going to be like, all right, so what's my nights going to look like? Where am I going to allocate this new time?
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah.
I mean, these last couple of years, 2-3 years of fighting, like, they haven't been as much as a time suck as MMA was. Like, MMA was something that, like, you couldn't let slip away. Like, you had to be ready. And I was so active, you know, with 2 fights a year, 3 fights a year, that I couldn't not be in camp.
Dude, that is so much wear and tear on your body, bro.
But like these last couple of years, it's like my time, I had a lot of in-between camps. So, you know, me taking the time that fighting took back, you know, won't be that difficult. But it's like, you know, I want to grow my business. I want to be more present for my kids. You know, it's hard, man. When you're getting ready for a fight and you're walking out the door, man, and your kids are like, you know, sitting at the table doing homework or something, or you know, going to their own MMA practice, like, or you can't go to your son's soccer practice because you're going to train.
You're going to train.
It's hard, man.
Yeah, it's weird because, like, even just the small milestones that I've hit along this journey and, like, the people and the things that I've been around, I've talked to people who literally live on the road and, like, see their kids, like, randomly. And, like, I don't know if it's, like, a Southern mindset or if it's just, like, a different style of mindset where it's just, like, we're getting the money. And, like, that's kind of the mentality of it. It's like, I'm out getting the money. I'm on the road doing this, this, and this. And they're comfortable in that house. And, like, I don't know. Like, I guess some people compartmentalize with it better than others.
Yeah.
But to be, like, at least you came home, right? Like, after work and then before training and then in the mornings or whatever the case may be.
I mean,
like,
shit, what about dads that are all off at war?
Yeah. Dude, 100%. And that's like, that's like, I feel like at a certain point you got, like, if you're a dad and you're going off to war, like, you should probably chill.
Look, man, everybody has their own path.
Yeah.
And they have things that they've learned from their dads. And, you know, look, there was at one point when, like, dad, you know, the relationship with father and son wasn't, look, my stepdad called me boy. You know what I mean? It's like, he didn't call me by name. I guess my point is that everybody's different, and what you were taught by your dad is probably the threshold, the marker for how you treat your kid, you know?
Right.
I knew everything that I wanted to be because of what I didn't have. You know, I didn't meet my real dad till I was 18. And my stepdad was pretty tough, right? And for me, it was like I knew that I wanted to be in my kid's life. So, like a job that was a traveling job, like on an oil rig or something, away for 2 weeks, home for 2 weeks, wasn't something that I ever thought to be an option. After I had kids, like I wanted to be present. So for me, it's like to be a billionaire and go out there and be an entrepreneur and dedicate all that time into gathering resources. You're not enjoying the, like, to me, what is the most enjoyable thing that you could possibly gather resources for.
Right.
Like, what are
Well,
you
that's what you're
gathering
supposed to
resources
be.
for? You're gathering resources, you're putting together money to keep your kid alive, right? That's what you're doing? Okay, so you're keeping your kid alive, but you're not with them. So now what? You're just keeping alive something that is just, you're not, like, it's like buying a car and not driving it. Not to compare a kid to a car, but like, it's like, why are you supporting this kid that you don't even know? What are you talking about? Like, that doesn't even make sense,
I know.
you know? So for me, it's like, it's always been a priority to make sure I played a role in my kid's life. So whatever it is that I do on a daily basis, if it involves taking time from my kids, I like, I give it a high value. Like,
Right.
it has to have a high value.
It has to be worth it.
It has to be a valuable thing to me.
Right.
And fighting took a lot of time from my kids, but it was important to me, you know?
Well, and that's like, it puts you in a tough spot when something like that is super important to you, because when you give something like that up, there's an adjustment period, and like a lot of times you're not the best version of yourself early on, right? So it's like now you're not even giving your kids the best version of you because you're all like grumpy or irritable or
Yeah.
feel like a certain way because you're like you don't have that, like, even just going to the gym, like missing the gym for like 4 days in a row, you start to feel,
You can be irritable,
yeah.
discontent. Yeah.
So like to be to and like you're in the program, so it's like you obviously have that like craving for more, right? So it's like you need that sort of like rush of a fight or something to make you feel like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I do know what you mean. Fortunately, what you're saying, I'm aware of.
right.
You know what I mean? And knowing that I have those feelings and that I can address them is a big deal for me. Because, you know, there was a time in my life when, like, I wasn't even aware of what I was thinking or how I felt about things. I was just existing.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Just like lack of like no control. You don't stand for a thing. You
What
have
you
no
just
idea.
there's
You
no
just like exist.
yeah. Yeah, and that was a real time period, and now it's like at least I know that like, art, dude, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you say like that thrill of that rush for what did you say, more?
Yeah.
The thirst for more. It's like I know that that more should be helping others. Like I know that. So that's gonna be a thing that I can allocate more time to. Um, but then like, you know, growing my business or being more present in my kids' lives, like my son trains himself. He's 14. He does MMA and jiu-jitsu. He trains over at Wolf, BJJ, not far from here. And it's like I want to be more present in my son's combat sports journey. You know, and my son Liam, like he's big with music. Like he he was doing vocals for a little bit
That's sick.
where he was singing and going to singing lessons and doing piano lessons. And, you know, he stopped going, you know, because it's like I wasn't really a part of that journey with him. And it's something that you know, I want him to pick back up, and I want to be more present for him and have him do his concerts or rehearsals or whatever and be there for him. And gather resources. You know what I mean? And gather resources. So it's like, for me, knowing is half the battle. Knowing what I'm experiencing, knowing what I'm thinking, consciously taking an inventory on what I do and why I do it.
That's a big thing, is taking inventory.
Yeah, it's like as soon as you're capable of doing that, man, it's like, well, now you can adjust. You know, it's like you can fall short. That's fine. Everyone does. Absolutely. So that, like, let's make the adjustment. Let's fix it. And that's what I did with this fighting. It was like I knew that fighting eventually was gonna not serve me. That it was gonna eventually be a net negative. And it's like, dude, I could still fight. Like, I could still take another fight. Like, obviously, I was 3-0 bare knuckle. Like, I was in line for a title shot. One more fight, and I was getting a title shot. Like, I know this. I was told it. But, like, I know that that net negative is coming.
I was about
It's
to
like,
say, obviously it's not worth it to you if you're, because yeah, that just becomes so much.
It's coming. It's like you got to burn the boats, man. It's
Yeah.
like you got to give it more attention than I was willing to give.
Well,
it.
and then with that comes like your want for more. Like
Exactly.
you're just
100%.
like, oh, I'm getting a title now. Now that's not enough.
Yeah.
That is
well, now
not
I got to
enough.
defend. Now
yeah,
I got to defend it.
Yeah, bro.
Well, now I want to be the GOAT.
Yeah,
I want to be the
dude.
greatest heavyweight bare knuckle boxer of all time.
Yeah.
And it's like, when is it enough?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now what? It's like, well, I want to be on Rogan. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like,
Well, literally.
yeah, exactly.
Which is also like that, like I hate to bring it there, but like put salt in the wound. But dude, you walked out with Gillis. You're only like a couple degrees away from that. Like if you would have kept, you know.
Look, I get that, and but for me,
But that's
it's
like
I'm
heavy and honorable. That like you're just like, I'm good.
I'm capable of looking at it and knowing, like we just talked about, being introspective and understanding where you are at the present moment in relative to the things going on around you. Like, I'm capable of doing that. And as a result, I can see the writing on the wall. Like, I know what it's going to take to get there. And I know the sacrifice that my family's going to have to make, or that my body's going to have to make, or my business is going to have to make. Like,
Right.
I know what's involved because I know what's involved just to get me where I am now.
Do you have employees? You have a
Yeah.
That's another thing you got to worry. Like they're
I got to keep food.
yeah, dude. Like you
You
can't.
know what I mean?
They rely on you like your damn kids, bro.
So it's like, for me, I'm glad I could see the writing on the wall. And I got my moment because I wanted a hard fight. I wanted, like, if I would have knocked that dude out in the first round like I did everybody else, I don't think I would have retired.
So that's kind of crazy, right? Like
I don't think I would have retired because I needed the war. I needed that moment.
that was a war, bro. That was a straight up war.
I needed that.
That was a
bro.
war,
I needed
dude.
that. That's what I wanted, man.
That was a war. But that's crazy though to think that like you obviously had this thought, this conversation, and everything before, and
with myself.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
You didn't even tell wifey?
No, she had no idea I was retiring.
Oh, dude.
She had no idea.
Oh, that's crazy. Because you know what's crazy? Because I was about to say, because when we were texting that whole week, I'm like thinking like, because then when you went and did it, I'm like, did he know when we were texting all week that he was about to do this? Like,
no.
What happened? What happened?
Only a couple people close to me, like Chris Dawkins knew, Lex Ludlow, one of my teammates, also BKFC fighter. He knew it was on my mind.
He fought, didn't he?
He fought, he fought earlier in the night.
He's a fucking beast, that dude.
Yeah, he's tough. He knew it was on my mind, like Kyle Dawkins, John Mercurio, my close coaches and teammates knew. But it wasn't something that was set in stone. But it was something that was like, I knew it was a possibility.
Right.
But I didn't want to speak it into existence.
Yeah.
Like I talked to other, I've done other interviews with people where like I knew that it was coming. I knew it was close. But for me, it's like I wanted the moment, like when I walk back to my corner and it's like, I wanted that conversation to happen of, are you going to quit or are you going to go back out there? I wanted that conversation.
Yeah.
I wanted
That's how
to
you
hear
know.
I wanted to hear my thoughts in a moment of adversity. Because it's almost like you're tied to the bungee cord and you jump off the cliff. I wanted to know what I was capable of in that moment. And I found out, and like for me, like that's what it was. Like, it's always been about finding out what I was capable of.
Right.
Mentally, physically, I knew I had my limits, but mentally, I wanted to see if I could just push through that difficulty, and I did. You know what I mean? I kept fighting. Like there were a couple moments in that fight where I got caught. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like,
how bad does that hurt to get hit? Like, I guess. Do you feel it
in that moment a little bit?
Yeah, that's what I didn't want it to sound like a dumb question, but I feel like there's a lot of adrenaline and just things going on where like the next morning you're probably like, dude, what the fuck did I just?
It felt like for sure. It felt like a scene from The Revenant. You know what movie I'm talking about?
Dude.
DiCaprio and he fights the bear.
Yeah, with the bear. Yeah.
Like it's me crawling out of the bush. But
bro, that guy was from like fucking
Arkansas.
Yeah, like middle of like fucking like
the last barbarian was.
Yeah, bro. Like, dude.
And he was like, he had to cut weight to make weight. And he was actually overweight, and I allowed it. He was overweight by half a pound, and I said, "Fuck it, we're good. Let's fight."
Fuck it. I mean,
I didn't even make him cut the last half pound.
Is that like is a half pound a lot? Like in that?
Well, a half pound, I could have made him cut the last half pound. Like he came in at 265.4 to be exact. And per contract and per Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission, he has to be 265. And I could have said to him, you have to go cut that half pound. Now, if he's not sweating and his heart rate is down and he's like, that could be a motherfucker of a half a pound, especially if he's already dried out and he cut a bunch of weight, which he probably did.
Already did.
It could be a motherfucker. But for me, it's like, dude, if I have to do that to beat this guy, like, I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck about a half a pound.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's like,
I mean, even though he got back in the cage and he was much heavier than a half a pound, he probably put on 10, 15 pounds of water weight when he got in there. But at the end of the day, with boxing, that weight thing isn't that big of a deal.
Right, but so would that half a pound after like putting that weight back on after weighing, like would that half a pound made that much of a difference?
It would have.
Like I don't know that kind of science.
If it would have had any benefit, it would have exhausted his energy a little bit more for him to have had cut that half a pound the day before a fight. But like I said, if I have to win a fight because I made him exhaust energy to cut 0.4, then it's like I can't beat him without that.
Without
what
that,
the fuck are you doing?
And then it stirs up like the Reddit stuff and all these other, oh dude, he made him cut that half a pound. And then it's like a whole thing and you're just like, nah dude.
I was gonna make him cut
I'm the
his beard.
fucking brick.
I was gonna make him cut his beard. Cut your beard off. That's 0.4. But yeah.
Dude, that thing was crazy.
Yeah, he had a big
Dude, the
beard.
one picture I got of y'all, it was like wrapped around your wrist.
Yeah. Yeah, I caught him a couple times and made it fly. All in all, man, the experience of fighting for me was a good one.
Well, dude, you had a crazy ride, bro.
Yeah.
Like you literally sparred with fucking Strickland, dude. That guy seems like a psycho.
Strickland and Nagano in the same.
Bro, I know, dude. Is Strickland like? I've seen so many interviews of that man, dude.
He's exactly the way he portrays himself. Like he's the same person.
Wow.
When you meet him, he's the same person.
That's fucking so.
Well, I
funny.
sparred him, and then as I was coming out of the cage with him, Francis Ngannou was standing at the bottom of the cage, and then I sparred with him.
And is that like one of those things where you just like can't say no? You just you don't say no, right? You just fucking do it.
I went there to spar.
To
with
do
Sean.
it, right?
Yeah, but you don't say no to Francis. No.
That's. And then, I guess too, it's kind of crazy to think that all of those I mean, bro, what are like, bro, between the injuries and everything that you've been through, and you still went and just like started like to go to bare knuckle.
Well, I got my new hip in June this past.
Which
June.
is also like crazy because like, bro, you're not that fucking old, dude. Like a hip replacement just feels like my grandma, dog. Like
I got a hip done this past June.
You're like a whole new man, bro.
We're only 8 months out removed from my new hip.
Which is also fucking insane, dude.
Like I fought on the highest stage in bare knuckle that you can. Only 8 months removed from hip replacement surgery.
Yeah, dude.
That's pretty fucking nuts.
Fucking insane, bro.
Yeah. But I couldn't imagine. And I tore my bicep a couple months before that.
Yeah.
I was supposed to fight in Newark on the Prudential card, and I ripped my bicep. I totally fucking, what did they say?
That sounds really painful.
Ruptured my distal bicep off of the bone. It ripped off of the bone and rolled up my arm.
That's
That's
fucking insane.
And that was only March. No, when was that? April, May. I don't even remember.
So I guess like, as far as like the purses go, they're obviously not that large for BKFC.
Mm-hmm.
Is there now if you like guys like Cannoli or guys who have, I guess like maybe it felt like Cannoli had like a name because it was just home for him, but like, are there brand deals and partnerships and stuff like that pay well for fighters, or is there like nothing out
With
there?
bare knuckle,
Yeah,
it's minimum. It's what you can rummage up yourself. It's not like, I mean, look, dude, it's hard as a UFC.
As UFC, I was about to say,
I'm
bro.
like, what are you talking about for partnerships with the UFC?
Yeah,
It's
bro.
like,
They don't even allow it.
They do. Like, you can go out there and do a partnership with Nike or something. You just can't wear it out when you walk.
Which is crazy.
You know what I mean? But like, it's the top 1% of the guys that that are able to make money outside of the octagon. And with bare knuckle, it's even less than
Less,
that.
right.
You know what I mean? It's like, what can you do? You can go and get, you know, Frank's auto body. You know what I mean? Like, what's he gonna give you? $1,000, $2,000? You know? And it's like,
That was so matter of Frank's auto body.
yeah, but
dude.
I'm being serious.
I
It's
know
like,
you're
we're-
100% right.
Like, if you're lucky, you get like an energy drink or something, or
Right, they're the good ones.
yeah, like Monster throws you 25 grand for the fight. If you're a UFC fighter, maybe you get 25 grand from Monster, or Venom gives you 8 grand if you're a main event. You know, Crypto throws you a couple grand if you're a main event. But like, I mean, those early prelim guys, if you're a debut UFC fighter, you're only making 15 and 15. I was just doing the math with a buddy today. If you debut in the UFC, you make 15 and 15. Let's say you go 3 and 0. So you got 15 and 15, that's 30 grand. Right? Your second fight will be 20 and 20. So that's 40. Right? So now you're at 70 grand. So now your next fight is 25 and 25, that's 50 grand. So you're at 120 grand. And you're 3 and 0 in the UFC. You're fighting at the highest level that you could possibly fight at. You're 3 and 0, and you made 120 grand. Maybe over 2 years without injury. 1 year without injury, and you're active. You know
how
what I
much
mean?
time of your life, like you're
Was spent to get to that moment.
Yeah.
At all of it.
And that's where it's like, okay, well, I need like people to pay me to post on Instagram. You know what I mean? That's when you start needing like all that shit.
Okay,
right?
which is very possible if you have 250,000 followers.
Yeah, you need the platform.
So now you got to build yourself as a brand, right? But at that point, you could just fucking be an influencer.
You could just be,
You know what I mean? So it's like, why do you got to be a fighter then? If you can muster up 500,000, 750,000, 1 million followers on Instagram or TikTok, based off of your ability to hijack the algorithm, then just do that. You don't need to get in a fucking cage. You know what I mean? So it's like,
well,
the allure of being a fighter is a internal one. You know what I mean? It has to have more than a monetary value to the person.
Well, brother,
who is
the one guy
through
that night from Philly got knocked out, and apparently the fight before that, he got taken out in a stretcher. Dude, it ain't for money. He must love this.
Pascal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he won one at 2300 arena before that, so he went 1 and 2. But like, you know.
All right, so if you don't want to talk about money for like the higher, what are those like? What are those guys like? Those like the 7 o'clock, the first couple fights of the night. What are they getting?
Under 10 grand. Under 10 grand. You know.
Oh God.
It's
Well, and that's crazy because you got to pay all your trainers and you got to where.
Fuck me, if you got a manager and you're paying your manager 10%, 15%.
Yeah, dude.
Or you're paying your gym dues. Your gym dues are $175.
That doesn't even make sense.
Look, and that's why I'm saying it has to be an internal. It has to be something that you want to do.
You can just get a therapist and sort that out.
I mean, look, man, that's why we're psychopaths,
I
right?
know.
Someone has to do it. Sport exists. There's a thirst for it. Like it's a growing business. People love it.
Well, and it's also Philly for some reason loves this shit, dude.
Of course we do.
Philly loves this shit, bro.
But like, look, man, I'm not knocking the sport. I'm not knocking.
No, and I don't.
And look, I honestly believe that.
Is it a stepping stone in a way, for some younger fighters, or?
I don't know that it is because I don't know that the UFC gives it any clout as far as like on the journey to get to the UFC. I don't think the UFC necessarily cares if you have bare knuckle fights in order to get signed by the UFC. But again, if we're going back to the idea that getting to the UFC is the moment, right? That's like you've made it. Like, but even when that happens, it's not like you got drafted in the first round of the NFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nothing even comparable.
So you want to do anything with the beard, bro?
No, I'm good, man. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not even comparable. So it's like, what are we talking about? Like, you're gonna get to the UFC, like, just getting there isn't enough. Like, you got to get there and be the top 1%. I mean, we did the math. It's funny, I had a conversation with a buddy about this. Jake Elliott is the kicker for the Eagles.
Eagles, yeah.
Last year, he signed a 4-year deal for $26 million. Dustin Poirier's net worth is 9, just according to Google. Maybe he's worth more than that, right?
That's, yeah, dude.
Dustin fucking Poirier is...
Yeah.
He's one of the most notable names in the sport, right? Like, you have a couple guys, Dustin, Jon Jones, Conor McGregor, right? You got a couple names that are as big as the name UFC. You know what I mean? You know, there's more names than that. But my point is, like, there's only so many guys that can break the $5 million a fight barrier.
That's
you know,
why,
like,
that's
I don't know that.
That's why Jake Paul is doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
And just paying tons of money.
But really, if you think about it, it's like all of that.
But that also goes back to your point of just being an influencer.
Yeah, then just be an influencer. Like, just do that.
Do you have any type of relationship with McGregor? Were you able to meet him at all through this journey?
I did meet him. Yeah, I did meet him. I'm in a relationship now, but like, he'll leave me voice memos on Instagram.
That's actually sick.
Yeah. Like, we go back and forth on Instagram, and he'll leave me voice memos.
Does he follow you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. No. Yeah, he.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he left me a voice memo the other week, telling me that.
That has to be nuts, bro.
Telling me that we're cousins. He's telling me that his wife's cousin is a Brady. There you go.
There's my cousin Pat. Now, he's a Brady. Remember I was telling you? My wife's family are Brady's. He's a Brady. Big horse box, everything. He's an Aussie rugby player, legend, like. A big horse box, everything.
Yeah. But, like, yeah.
Man, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, like, he has any voice memos there.
I'd say Tyson will be
there. Yeah, you know, I mean, like. So, like, I don't know, we don't have a relationship, but, like.
That's decent enough. That's more than what I would imagine.
Than the average person does.
Yeah, bro.
I look.
Does he view your stories?
Yeah.
That's pretty, bro.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's cool, man. Like, I'm not gonna downplay it.
It's
fucking cool.
There's certain
people that
there's certain people.
Fucking cool.
It's like, okay, wait a minute,
Yeah, and then like John's another one.
Yeah, bro.
Right? Like John, I mean, I got John. See, John, I have his cell phone number.
I was about to say, you probably have his personal number.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Here's John here. Right. It's cool, man. It's been a great journey, and there's been a lot of good from it. Mostly good, 98% good. Mm-hmm. But I know that tide was turning, and the good was gonna stop being good, and I just did not want that to happen at the expense of my family.
Your family, right?
You know, so I'm glad with the result, man. I'm happy with the way things are and the way things ended, and I don't know that I could have dreamt of it to go any better.
Yeah, I think that was a really great way to go out. And like you said, not many people who are from a city can. People have gotten standing ovations from cities, but it's different when it's your home city.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, like that's home, right? Like,
Yeah.
like sure, the Phillies have gotten standing ovations, but none of them are here just because they
Yeah.
won something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you won, but you're also from here, so
From here, yeah.
it's a little heavier.
It was
you know
cool,
what I'm saying?
man. It was cool.
I think that pretty much covers everything.
Dude, it's been good talking to you.
Dude,
man.
this was good. I think that's basically it. What's any? Are you like doing any
That's it, man.
corner work, any coaching, nothing?
Yeah, when my hand gets right, I'm gonna go back to the Forge, which is the Dawkins' gym.
Right.
Chris and Kyle Dawkins. They have Forge MMA up there in the Byberry section of the Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
So they're right over by like the Franklin Mills Mall. I'm going back to training, just for my mental health.
Right.
But I'm gonna give it some time. I'm gonna let my body heal. I'm gonna allocate some of my most valuable resources, which is my time, to the things that
It's all of our
I had
valuable
neglected
resources.
for so long, and I'm gonna give it back to the people who deserve it most. And from there, it's gonna, I'm gonna coach my kid. I'm gonna coach my son up. I'm gonna get him to where he wants to be and pursue the goals that he wants to pursue. And of course, if there's younger fighters who need advice and want me to corner them, and of course I'm going to be there. And Chris and Kyle Dawkins, they're my brothers, so it's like I'll always be there for them. And I cornered Kyle in China. I flew to fucking
That's pretty sick.
yeah, wherever China. I flew to fucking China to corner him. So yeah, I mean they're my brothers. So. Yeah, that's in the future too.
Hell yeah. Well, fucking congrats, dude. You got a
Thanks,
beautiful
bro.
family. And
I appreciate it.
good luck
man.
with everything, dude. I appreciate you fucking
Thank you.
having me in your home with your cool sauna and your
Yeah.
hyperbolic chamber over there and all sorts of cool shit.
Cool, man. Let's get a pic.
Hell yeah, brother.
And don't worry about cleaning up this hair. I got a vacuum. I'll hit it.
If there's any like recovery foundations or anything that you want, I could put them in the YouTube bio, like a link or something. Anything you want me to like put in the YouTube description, I can just let me know.
Awesome.
Even if it's your business, like your fucking your business.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Freshy.
Yeah.
Needed that.
Hell yeah.
That's the longest I sat there in a long time.
Dude, probably felt good.
Yeah.
Probably felt good.
Come on, man.
Hell yeah.
You thirsty? You want a drink, man?
Oh, I'm good, bro. Thank
Sure,
you.
man,
Yeah.
have a drink. Look, man, we got fucking some iced coffees here.
No, I'm good, bro.